Hey, g'day guys, welcome to another layout. This one is, I said earlier in the week that I would do another layout using the ALDI Creative Place watercolor ink brushes. Now, as I said the other day, these are currently on sale in Queensland, and I've been told that they are also on sale in New South Wales in ALDI stores as well. They're $9.99 for the set. Now, why am I plugging something from ALDI? Okay, here's why. Because sometimes we just need to get our hands on some cheaper supplies. Sometimes we can't afford to buy the biggest and the best and the brightest of everything. So sometimes when you find a bargain, and it's a real bargain, you got to share it. You got to share it with your fellow creative people. And this one is a bargain. These things are so pigmented and so bright. They look fantastic. Like, I'm not even kidding. They are amazing. Now, I'm doing a page because my kids, so on the weekend, a little bit of backstory while I dry some paper. It's super easy to see what I'm doing with this layout, by the way. So we had an AFL game on Sunday, and then after we went to the AFL game, Ange played and they lost, unfortunately, 48-10. But hey, they played, they gave it a shot. So that's okay. After that, we went and got some lunch, and then we went and saw Darren's mum and dad. As you probably, if you've been following along, Darren's dad, he has a degenerative disease that unfortunately he won't recover from, but not to put a damper on it, we went over to see him and to sort out some more stuff and all that sort of bizzo. And while we were there, the kids decided that they were going to play with their cousins, and they were going to, one of their cousins turned up, so they decided that they were going to play Twister. Anyway, while this was happening, I was doing a whole heap of stuff in the background on the computer and whatnot. And my daughter decided that she would pick up a phone and take some photos of the crazy positions that they got themselves stuck in. We've all played Twister, whether it was sober or drunk. Either way, it turned out, and it just, yeah, it was fun. Now, I haven't done a circle photo layout in a very, very, very long time. Like a long time. But back in the day, if you've been a scrapper like me for a million years, well, not a million, but 20 plus is what I've been scrapping for. So, back in the day, creative memories, they were everything. And I got to be honest with you, still to this day, their cutting systems, bar none, they're fantastic. There's nothing that can break on them other than replacing your blades. You can use them to trace. You can use them to just, if you run out of blades and you can't afford them, or you don't know where there's a CM dealer or whatever, you can literally just trace it and cut it out. Like, it's so, so simple. These things are fantastic, and I always go back to them, and there's a reason for that, because they're good and they work. So you can see me taking my plastic on and off. The reason I put that on there is because I try and keep my pink mat. I have the pink mat there. Yes, it's a self-healing mat, but I have it there specifically because if I know if anything is not on that mat, it may not be in shot of the camera. That's why I have it there, not to be annoying by having a pink background. So anyway, so basically what we did there then was I did some circles, because obviously Twister is circles, but I didn't want to do a cliche page of, you know, the 4 big circles, or I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted to sort of try and do it a little bit differently. Now, I didn't go crazy with the distressing on this one, but I did want to run around the white borders, because the border width that I like to leave on my stuff nowadays versus going back to CM years ago, I like a really thin border, whereas the CM leaves a slightly thicker border, and it's okay. There's not a problem with it, but it's just me. It's just my personal preference these days. So when I trim my photos, I usually leave a slightly smaller smaller border. Now, what you can see me doing here is, this is where I'm still at this point. I decided to do this on camera, so you guys can see this is just how my brain works. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to cut out some circles, and because obviously it's going to be a play on circles, but I didn't want it to be all just straight circles. So I wanted to somehow create movement on the page and give you the sense of the movement of, you know, when you're standing on the plastic of the twister mat and it's on carpet and you and your adult friend that you're playing with, for some reason, you slide, you slip. It's just, that's the movement I was trying to create. I think I pull it off. I think. Let me know in the comments. Now, okay, so I do have this includes paid promotion and affiliate links running across the bottom of my screen. Not because I'm getting paid by ALDI. I'm not. I can assure you ALDI is not paying me a single cent. The reason I have that up there is because I use products that I do get from Crazy Craft Obsession, whether that is my tape runner, whether that is my glue, whether all of those things. So just for continuity between my videos, I leave that run across the bottom so that the YouTube algorithm doesn't sort of flag me for whatever reason. Now, check out how bold that color is. I'm not even kidding. It is to die for. If you're looking for colors, and I have mixed these colors together to create lighter colors and different colors, these are awesome. And they're only $9.99 and they're back in store at the moment. I'm promoting this, and I should probably go and get myself another packet before they all sell out. I know I do have some people in Caboolture that watch me, so I know they may go and grab some. So I'll send Taylor. I'll send her later, and when she's going out, I'll say, hey, swing past Aldi and grab me another packet of these things, because I'm going to come up with some different ideas. I actually came up with an idea last night at 1:30 in the morning. Yes, 1:30 a.m. I came up with an idea, and I thought, I really want to try that. I wonder if it will work. So stick around and get yourself some of these pens. If you already have some, don't stress. Or if you already have another brand, don't rush out and buy. I'm not telling you to go and buy more, but if you want a cheap supply that you can use in a stack of different ways, stick around, because I might do it next week while it's still fresh in my mind. I quite often come up with ideas and then go, where am I going to take it from there? Now, as you can see, yes, I have punched out dots. So I did create the colors, and I did punch out 1-inch circles with my Creative Memories punch. I'm wanting the circles, but like I said, I didn't just want to create a grid with them, because I think that's just too cliche. Now, what I've done, so you can see the circles, I've moved them all up one. So the red is now on blue, the green come down on top of the red. So it's contrasting so you can see the dots better. That's why I did that. Now, it's at this point that I realized, so this was the next day. So I did everything that you've seen up until now. And then I did the cardstock and the circle punches. I did those this morning. So right before I've done this. So that's when I realized, you know what, I think I need to create dimension by putting a little bit of black soot Distress Oxide ink. If you've got any black ink will work. I like to use the Distress Oxide because that's what I've purchased it for. Now, I wanted it to have sort of a smoky edge on it. That's why I'm using that color. By putting this around the edge of it, you'll see in the close-ups at the very end, you'll see what it does, because I do come in with something here shortly that I purchased a while ago. Now, what that is, epoxy dots. You know when you have flare, so you can buy flare, there's almost every company makes some kind of flare button. Scrapbook Fantasies make flare buttons. They're metal flare buttons. You can get them from, I think Cocoa Vanilla does them, Pink Fresh does them. You know, pretty much everywhere does a version of their type of flare, right? Tim Holtz does that sort of stuff all the time, buttons and stuff. Now, when it comes to my layouts, I don't particularly like them to be too chunky. Like if I do a really chunky one, it's because I'm probably going to put it on my wall. But ones that go into my album, I don't like them to be too thick. Now, fun fact. You can jump on eBay. I bought these quite a while ago and I bought 100 pack so they would last me a very long time and they're still going. I bought myself a pack of 1 inch epoxy, sticky backed epoxy clear dots. That's what I bought. Now, I bought those with the intentions of making my own flare. What I realized was I actually don't like, I'm not one that uses flare and sort of ephemera like that. That's not normally what I do. But I do like it for when I'm trying to create circles like this. And I say this all the time, I like to have reflection of the page. It doesn't necessarily have to be glitter. It doesn't necessarily have to be all in your face, but I like reflection. So a little bit of shine. So what I have done here with this one is I've pulled out my epoxy, 1 inch epoxy dots. And after I've gone around with, so the color on the cardstock is completely dry, totally dry. The black oxide ink on the outside, this black soot, it's completely dry as well. I'm gluing them down where I want them to be. And once I've done that and they're glued down, and that glue, like it's art glitter glue, it dries in 5 seconds here in Queensland. So once I get that down, that's when I come in with the epoxy dots. And this is me just waiting, seeing if it's anything's gonna lift up. Sometimes things curl. Now I add a little bit of craft foam to the background of these photos. I do have post-it notes over the photos though, for people I don't have approval to have online. They probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but just for peace of mind, for future, I've got them covered. So this is where I've moved all 4 of them, and I'm like, where did I have them sitting? I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Glue them down. Don't drive people crazy by moving things all the time. So the only thing that has a distressed edge on it is the 4 photos. They're the only ones with distressing on the edge. I moved it and then realized there was a dot that wasn't glued down. So now I'm just going around the outside border with the black soot distress oxide, just to give it that pop. You know, I like me some black contrast, and I think it looks smart, looks classy. It gives you that edge. Now, this is where I decide, okay, I'm going to come in here with the black. So this is the black brush out of the same set, and it genuinely gives you a really nice jet black. So I didn't know if I wanted to divide the colors, but what I'm trying to do is create movement by creating a swoosh. Does that make sense? A swoosh, that's what I'm going to call it. So I'm creating a little bit of movement with that. Now, these are my epoxy dots, right? That I ordered them a while ago. I'll have a look and see if I can find them on eBay before I put this video up. And I'll put a link in the description below in case you want to try it yourself. And hopefully I can still find them. You should be able to still find them. I bought 100 pack. I think you could get them right up into a crazy amount. I think it was like something like 5,000. I'm like, man, I'll never use that. That's nope, that's not for me. So now I'm really pushing these down because I didn't want air bubbles and things. I've never had these move before, and I've never needed to put glue between them. I was a little bit dubious because of the fact they're not just going on plain cardstock, they're going on mixed media. But I can tell you they haven't moved. So they're all good. Now, these are the Creative Memories stickers. I absolutely love these things. I know I'm not a sticker person anymore, but when it comes to lettering stickers, I absolutely love the fact that Creative Memories, you can buy them in large quantities. You don't just get 3 A's and 3 B's and 3 C's, you know, and for some reason you get like 4 Z's, you know, like, no. With Creative Memories, they give you a stack, I think it's about 6 or 7 of every letter on each sheet. And I bought these years ago. So these stickers I bought back in 05, 06. And I can tell you now, they still work just as good. They have not lost any of their stick. They are still exactly as they were when I bought them. So that is a Creative Memories. That's tip of my hat to them, because they do an amazing job when it comes to quality. That is for sure. Now, oh, and by the way, I don't sell. I do have a Creative Memories account, but I don't sell, and to be completely honest, I haven't bought anything from them for a while. But letting you know, quality product is quality product. Now, this is the NUVO. This is what I got last month. No, what month are we in? April. Yeah, this month for my design team box. This was one of the things that I chose, which was the NUVO Glacier paste in winter white. I've managed to use this on several different layouts. Sorry. My chair is making noise. I'm trying to stop my chair making noise. I apologize if you can hear it. So, this stuff is so good. You can scrape it on, you can brush it on, you can put it on thick, you can spread it super thin. It has like, it's almost like it's got mica powder and chunks of mica as well. Like, it's so reflective. I only have the white one at this point. I can say that with certainty I will end up buying more of it because I absolutely love it. And yes, you can colour it. I haven't coloured, maybe, hey, I just come up with something. Maybe you could use the Distress, the NUVO paste. Maybe you could colour it with the watercolour pen, and then it would be coloured. I wonder, I might play. What do you reckon? Let me know below if you want me to give that a try and see if it works. So I'm just going around. What I wanted to do was add some extra shine just to the white circles. So just to give them reflection as well. And it was at this point that I decided, all right, I've got a little bit of movement, but I think I need to come in with a thinner pen. So I pulled in my UNIBALL, what do they call it? I get this every single time. You'd think I could remember this. It's a Gel Impact UNIBALL SIGNO Gel Impact, and it's a 1.0 millimeter. That's the pen that I decided to use. And I sort of had, okay, does this give you Cat and Hat vibes, Dr. Zeus kind of feeling? That's where I felt this started going in a bit of a Cat and Hat vibe. When I pulled out the red and the blue and the lines for the movement, I felt like I was sort of somehow telepathically connecting to Cat in a Hat. I don't know why. I don't know why I got that vibe, but I really did. So the circles, as you can see, yes, they're obviously circles. You can tell they're dots. They kind of look like they're the dots on the plastic. I am super happy with this layout, guys. I really am. And I'm so happy with it. I actually sat and I did the journaling and left that in the filming as well, just so because I think it's hard for some people to envisage, why do you leave such a big space there? Or why it doesn't quite look balanced or something. Sometimes you've got to have the journaling on there for the memory, for the entire layout to make sense. So that is why I am scribbling all this down. And it's also to show you guys that I do actually journal on my layouts. It's just that I do it after I do my journaling, after I do my layout share. So I create the layout, I video the layout, I voice over the layout, I post it. Then after I've got, I'd probably do layout shares every 2 months, maybe 3 months. And then after I do that, that's when I do my journaling on them. So here's the close-up for you guys. Let me know what you think. I think I may have pulled it off. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Also, if you're watching this and you have not subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe. I would also just as much love if you leave me a comment, positive or negative, what you'd like to see, what you are sick of seeing on other channels, maybe, whatever. Let me know so I can create something different for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.